I'm Umar Akram, head of Elite in the UK. Elite is London Stock Exchange Group's pioneering program for scale-ups, helping them grow and better prepare for external investment. Elite provides companies that join access to a great peer network, as well as to advisors and investors. We have over 500 companies from 25 countries, as well as a network of 160 advisors and 100 plus investors. So guys, thank you very much for being here today. Maybe if you could just start off by introducing yourselves.
Yeah, I'm Darren Westlake. I'm the CEO and founder of Crowdcube.
And I'm Luke Lang, and I'm the CMO, and we're both the co-founders of Crowdcube.
Great, so tell us a little bit about the story of Crowdcube. How did it all start?
Well, the idea came back in 2009. My background is in kind of entrepreneurialism. Founded and exited 2 businesses before Crowdcube, and always found raising money the hardest part of kind of the process and getting a business going. And I guess, like many entrepreneurs, I was always trying to think of a solution to a problem. And the problem to me was, how do you make it easier for entrepreneurs to get access to finance? And with the advent of the internet, it occurred to me that we could democratize finance and allow ordinary people to become angel investors, whereas previously it was really limited to the elite, to the wealthy and the well-connected. So I came up with this idea where we could use crowdfunding to create equity investments for growing businesses. And I was working for a company at the time, and I decided that I needed a partner to help me start the business. And I was sat next to Luke where we were working, and I pulled him aside one day and I persuaded him that it was a good idea to quit his well-paid job and to come and start Crowdcube with me.
And we never looked back.
We
launched in 2011, and since then we've gone on to fund over 500 businesses that collectively raised over £210 million. We've recently celebrated our 50th £1 million plus deal. We're really starting to see some traction with venture capital firms really starting to engage with us and do co-funding rounds. And our crowd of investors has grown to over 350,000 people now, so I think we've got one of the largest investor communities anywhere on the planet.
I think you've already alluded to this. Crowdfunding started off as supporting startups and very early stage businesses.
Yeah.
And larger companies have used your platform, such as BrewDog, which is another elite company. How do you see that landscape changing, and where do you see Crowdcube's role in that?
I think, even in the very early days, in our first year, we had a business that raised over £1 million. So we've always attracted both startup businesses looking for seed capitals, but also kind of later stage businesses. But year on year, the average deal size on Crowdcube has grown. Last year it was over £650,000, and as I said, we've just celebrated our 50th £1 million plus deal. And I think what you're seeing is how crowdfunding and Crowdcube is becoming a much more accepted mainstream source of growth capital, and companies like BrewDog are turning to us to help them fulfill their capital requirements. And they set a new, last year actually we set the record for the highest raise 3 separate occasions. So Go Henry, which is a prepaid credit card for children, raised £4 million in the spring. Then Crowdcube ourselves, we raised just under £7 million in the summer. And then at the end of the year, BrewDog raised £10 million on the platform. So we keep setting the bar high, and we keep clearing it. So.
Excellent. So I guess what are some of your key challenges then?
I think one of the challenges we faced right from the start was awareness of what we're doing. What we're doing is different and disruptive, and not everybody really knows what we do. And if you come into London, there's a wider understanding of crowdfunding and the availability of it. But if you get a little bit further out into the regions, there's lots of companies out there that don't know that we exist, they don't know that the industry exists, and it's possible to raise money in this fashion. So awareness is a big challenge for us, and always has been. And I think will continue to be for a few years more. The other thing that we think about a lot, and that we discuss internally, is how we can scale our business. I think this is a challenge that was obviously a lot of the discussions on the Elite program. And this was a common challenge amongst the companies that I spoke to, was how do you grow your business to be 10 times the size it is without having 10 times the number of people? And that's something that we see as a challenge over the next couple of years or so.
And so you've already mentioned the Elite program. You joined in 2015, you'll be completing the program this year. What do you think has been the biggest value add, the biggest benefit of joining for you guys?
For me, it was the availability and the opportunity to discuss the challenges that we have as a business with a wider range of people. So first of all, with our peers on the scheme, so all the other companies who were, some of them were bigger and more advanced than us, some of them smaller and kind of earlier stage than ours. But we all faced the similar kind of challenges over the period of the growth of the business. And it was great to be able to share those experiences, some of the experiences we had with some of the people who are kind of a little bit behind us, but also the challenges we have ahead of us with some of those already done those. And then to get access to the incredible people, the advisors that you introduced us to, and get their experience and their knowledge, and help kind of solve some of the problems that we had.
And so what is Crowdcube's ultimate ambition? Where do you see things going for the future?
Well, I mean, our mission is to make investing easy and affordable and accessible and rewarding for anyone, anywhere. So it's quite a big, bold and ambitious goal that we've set ourselves. But yeah, I think we've had a huge impact in the short period that we've been around. We just celebrated our 6th birthday. We've had a huge amount of traction since our launch. But there's still a huge amount to go. Just in the UK alone, the equity market is worth over £5 billion. So although we've made significant waves and we've made a difference to a lot of businesses, help them raise the capital that they need to launch their products, export overseas, recruit, and create jobs. There's a massive opportunity that still exists, and we need to figure out how we're going to penetrate and target those audiences. And for us, it's about satisfying those startup early stage businesses, which was the core reason why Crowdcube was created. We don't want to lose sight of that, but we also want to be able to target and support and help much larger businesses that are a lot more complex, a lot more established. They often have venture capital backing and starting to work with traditional sources of finance. We want to firmly embed Crowdcube as part of the financial services infrastructure here in the UK and indeed abroad as well. We've had huge success in Spain. We want to be able to recreate that around Europe and potentially around the world.
Great. So what are some of the practical things you're doing today to achieve that ultimate ambition?
In terms of growing the size of businesses that we're funding, we work a lot more with institutions these days, with VCs in particular, and doing co-funded deals with those kind of businesses. We're also working a lot on our technology to make the engagement a lot stronger on our platform and give users a really great experience. So there's a number of different things that we're working on.
Yeah. We've recently launched an app as well, so we've seen a huge shift towards people starting to use our website on their mobiles while they're on the move. And in 2015, we had one person who invested £1 million famously through their iPhone. And that started a chain reaction that then ended up us developing our own app, which is growing rapidly. And that really, I guess, is about making investment easy and rewarding for anyone, anywhere. People can do it while they're on the move, and they can invest huge sums of money as well. And I think we want to improve investor returns. It's not just about investing, backing businesses that you love and you believe in and you're really enthusiastic about. We want to be able to deliver returns to investors. That's how the asset class will grow in the long term. And we've had a number of real notable success stories with eCar Club, which was bought by Europcar, and Camden Town Brewery, which was acquired by AB InBev, the world's largest brewer, just a few months after they raised on our platform. So giving investors those kind of multiple returns on their investment is crucial, and we're looking at how we can accelerate some of those returns. So maybe we can start to offer secondary liquidity through the platform.
Great. So having started your business a few years ago and been through some of the scale-up challenges and continuing to go through some of those challenges, what's the one piece of advice you would give to other UK scale-ups?
question.
For me, it always comes back to the people. It always comes back to hiring the best people you can. Surround yourself with cleverer people than you are, which I've managed to achieve quite easily. Yeah, not quite. You know, the team is really, really important, and you know, one of the things I'm most proud of with Crowdcube is the team that I've built.
Yeah. For me, it's all about having the courage and the bravery to follow through with your ideas. You know, lots of people have great ideas, but they don't necessarily go on to become great businesses. And I think the thing that distinguishes entrepreneurs is their bravery and their courage to make difficult decisions, to give up their jobs, and to make those difficult choices. Again, you know, building a team is vital. You know, you've got to surround yourself, and you've got to empower the people to be able to help you grow the business, because you'll never be able to do it on your own. So creating that culture is really, really important.
Great, thank you guys.
Good stuff. Welcome. Thank you very much.